Hello, welcome to this edition of the Day en Veillon Gazette podcast. And I covered up my face with this towel because the last time I tried this without covering up my face, I scared a relative of mine. The other day I said that every now and then I was going to paint up my face. As I'm saying that, you can see it, so I'm sorry for that. So here's the surprise. I just discovered I still had some paint in the room at the house, so I decided to paint up my face using some gloves. So I wanted to do some practicing, and I'm sorry for not covering some parts of my face, but I couldn't find any of the paintbrushes, so I had to use my hands. Okay, so I said the other day, it was last night actually, that I was gonna I was gonna do some I was gonna respond to the promo that Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair cut against each other 2 nights after WrestleMania, 2 nights after Royal Rumble this year, and then subsequently the following Friday night SmackDown on the USA Network. So that's what I'm doing right here. Now, the history that Rhea and Charlotte have go back to when Charlotte decided to try to go to NXT to give them more exposure by defeating Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. But in the process of doing that, she felt like a fish out of water, so she left as quickly as she got there because that wasn't her element anymore. So now that they're both on the main roster shows of Raw and SmackDown, if they would go against each other, it would be completely different, and she probably would not have the the same problem if she because now they're more equal than they were when they first faced each other. Now, I created a new audio podcast to complement with this video series called Becoming Daniel Asher, and that's what the face paint is for. Is to help me develop how I would want to portray my character when the time comes for me to train to be a manager. And what I do when I put my face paint on, it's really amazing to me how I literally become a character. I'm not the same I'm not. I'm able to. I'm able to portray a character. I don't because I think of it as a character, and I know the difference between the real person and the fictional person that I want to portray. So this would be the first thing I would say. Because they wouldn't give her the respect of her going through knee surgery, rehabbing, and coming back and winning the Royal Rumble this year. I would have grabbed the microphone and I would have said this. Oh, come on, you stupid buttholes. Let the Queen speak. Of course, I wouldn't say that in real life, but on screen, you can you can speak however you want to in character. So that would be how I would want to speak, and putting on face paint really helps me tap into that part of my personality that just says whatever I think, however I'm feeling. you know, because it was kind of like blurring the difference between Ashley Flair and Charlotte Flair on this edition of Raw. That's why I thought it was important to talk about, to respond to the audience's response to her, not so much what not so much what the two, not so much what they said to each other, but as much to do with how, with what led to their promo battle was the response the fans gave the Queen Charlotte. And then subsequently on SmackDown, let's just say that Tiffany Stratton showed what kind of a bet she could be, and she, quote, demanded Charlotte choose her as her opponent for WrestleMania. And I would have grabbed the microphone and said this: "Let me handle this, Queen. Look here, brat. There's such a thing in society called privilege. Because you're overly privileged, you don't understand what that means. Privilege is something you have earned the right to have an option of. It's something you earn, it's not something that's given to you. So who the heck do you think you are to demand anything from Charlotte Flair when you're just in your first reign and she's had about 14 or 15 title reigns in her illustrious WWE career?" And then I would have said this: "And aren't you forgetting that you already have Nia Jax to contend with, that you already have to already have to do everything you can to keep away from her? So if I were you, I'd worry more about Nia Jax and not focus on the Queen." Okay, that is my introduction for this new video, for this new podcast. And I'm gonna transfer it to audio when I'm finished right here. First, I have to upload it onto YouTube. Thank you and goodbye.